Hi friends, welcome back to our home. I finally have gotten a little bit of ambition to finish what was left of my Snowpeople collections. I really have enjoyed them the entire month of January, but I just really didn't have that extra ambition I needed to make things look nice enough to make a video for you. I'm sorry about that. It is now February. Can't believe how fast these months are going. Even though I'm showing you lots of cute snow people, we still haven't really had much of any snow in Minnesota here, but believe it or not, tonight we're expecting some tonight. They said this whole entire week, first week of February here, was going to be a little snow off and on, so I don't know what we'll get to stay on the ground. I have always shown you some of these little Taiwan snowmen I've had for many years, and I always found them in the thrift stores. But this year, boy, did I find some hobbyist bigger snow people. I left out my 3 biggest candy trees from Christmas. Candy glass trees. I've been enjoying still looking at them, and I had them on the kitchen counter in this little arrangement, but I didn't attempt to get real fancy on the table here. Forgive me for not looking for a fancy vintage tablecloth. I just wanted to try to get this out, and like I say, my ambition has been like zero this past month of January. I hope you are doing very well. It's sometimes not fun to do much more than crawl under a blanket in cold weather, and I do not like cold weather. This one I did mention in the past Snow People video. I spent quite a bit of time a couple winters ago painting it the way I thought would be nice. I still should put a little red stitching on the broom. That would be very cute. And a couple of my thrifted votives I decided to put over here that matched, that were just pine cones, pine and holly. So I know that's pretty simple, but it's just to be a little nicer than not showing you anything at all, right? I did just enjoy putting some pieces of candle rings, vintage greenery there, and fruit and nuts and pine cones. I do enjoy that. I swapped out the mugs for some vintage red and white ones. I do have some blue ones. I think I have 4 blue ones, so I could use that for July to have red, white, and blue. And I did bring those cruets up that are on that lower shelf there, because I stole some things off of that shelf, I guess. I can't remember what all I've shifted around, to tell you the truth. But it seems like every time I do something, it kind of starts a snowball effect. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I decided, oh, that's what it was. The candle holders, the great big candlesticks. There's 2 pairs there. I had the koi ones. Yeah, they were where the 2 bud vases were, up against the big plate. So that's why I ended up looking for some different things downstairs in my collection and my storage down there in the laundry room area. I also brought up these 2 really big vases. I switched back to the square plates on each side, and a couple of creamers that were approximate size, similar size. And I put in a couple of little snow people, kids tumbling around, and there is a set of 3. I think it was last year that I found them. They're a little bit off-white, but the third one is up on the top of the hutch here. So I thought these vases would be fun to show you. Again, I know I've had them in the hutch here in previous years. These are 2 of my old thrifted little snow people mugs that I found many years ago. They're Japan, and a lot of adorable little creamers and sugars in back. I just love the patterns on them, especially in the winter months. They're just so sweet. They look like snowflakes, a lot of them, especially the daisy and button pattern. This guy is possibly a hobbyist one, and he's a little bit off-white. Now this you probably saw in one of our old Christmas thrifting videos. I found that ridiculously cheap for $1 something, I think, at the Family Pathways in Lindstrom, Minnesota. I was just thrilled. I did touch up some of the red paint. It was a little chipped, but it's a pretty popular one, and as a matter of fact, they've remade it. I don't know who did it, but it has been redone. So there are repros out there that look pretty close. This salt and pepper set that we found a year ago at the Antiques on Main Street in Hopkins, Minnesota. It was very reasonable for the set. I don't know if there's an identification on the bottom. Holly Holiday. Yeah, they're made in China, so they are newer, but I guess there was a whole bunch of pieces of that. Boy, they really do make you think of Lenox, because they are a little bit off-white too. So that's why I put that little off-white snow person. And this one I just found, and it's really tiny, but that was a bit off-white also. In good condition. Yeah, I forgot where I thrifted it, but I did just find it. I love the glass trees. These are my smallest ones. The very mod ones in back they're all thrifted, but the very mod ones in back are newer, and they are your mercury glass. They're very heavy pieces, and that's a fun candle. So that's what I decided to put up here. Just a little scene. I hope you like that. Now, down here is a really, really cute, big snowman who is just, I think, adorable. And I think I found him, was it Elk River? It was the Salvation Army. We have one close to our home in Rogers, Minnesota, and one up a little further in Elk River that I don't get to very much. But he is in a video that we did do early. It was fall, and I was talking about the fact that he had a hole there and nothing in it, like he was missing a pipe. That is snow and glitter on his nose. It can kind of look at first glance like it's chipped. It's not. He's in beautiful condition. But I'm going to show you how funny this is. What I ended up thinking of is putting a stick of incense in there. And it's so tiny a hole that it just fit. So I'm going to light that and drive myself crazy with that smoke. It's pretty short. I broke it way off, as you can imagine, and did light it. but I'll do it again. I really wanted to share that with you. It's so cute. I thrifted a package of incense, and it was cinnamon. I did turn the camera light off because it's a little bright. You see the smoke? It's really crazy. There you can see it's glowing. Yeah, I don't know about you, but every once in a while I crave, like especially in the fall, I crave smelling some incense, but I don't last very long because they're just all kind of intense, like you get too much right away. It's surprising. I don't know if any smoke alarms would ever go off, but I won't burn it for very long. But it is funny. I am shadowing him, but you can see it is definitely smoking. Norm's going to come upstairs and say, "Is something burning?" Okay, well, that's enough smoking for you, young man. I put him out. I did share this last year that I found this cute little hobbyist piece. And what's so crazy, I don't see any initials, but what's so crazy is this is a mold that I've ended up finding several of these snowmen in different designs, and we'll run across at least one of them over here. The other two were upstairs and they were bigger. This is small. The other one over to my right is small too. And I have shared these Taiwan pieces, but let me first show you this arrangement. I've done it quite a few times because I really love this compote. It's so cool. I've used it for Easter with the Easter eggs. Ceramic hobbyist ones, I really like that, but it's fun to put this kind of fruit in here for January because we have plenty of very Christmassy things, so I wouldn't get to see this compote and all this fun fruity, nutty foliage and food if I didn't use these in January. I really do like them. I think they're really unique, very rich. So back to these again. Yes, I did share these last year. Those little plastic Christmas trees, they are cake toppers that I purchased so many years ago when I was collecting a lot of Hong Kong greenery. If I found things like that, I thought they were pretty neat, pretty quaint. And these two gals are pretty good size, Taiwan Snowpeople, compared to most of them. Most of them are more like that size. They're pretty small. I have my light back on again, so I hope you don't mind. I didn't light his sweet candle in there. I think I want to save it the way it is. I know they can be replaced. I don't even know if I may have replaced that myself. I really don't know. I could very well have done that, cleaned it out. May have been a partially burnt one, and I managed to get a tea light pressed in there. These two are unique, and I have shared them last year. I think they were both found last year. The one on the right is wood, and I've got 4 wood ones behind me on the little corner shelf that I'll show you that are much bigger. I really like finding these wood ones. I just think they're really cool, and they often do have a signature. See, 2004, and I did show you that last year, but hopefully you'll get a kick out of seeing him again. I love his hat. How funny. A hat with ear flaps. And this one was really unique too. It's a little hobbyist piece. They put the sparkly snow on, so I did put that little piece of evergreen in the pot. Yeah, she's got a little bird on her, so she could be very well used at Christmas time. All of these could, but that wouldn't interest me. Now, I just found this guy we went to Hutchinson. So we were at the Main Street downtown, a thrift store first, actually, and then the Main Street one, and then back out of town a little bit is the Treasure Shed, another big place. So we always like to try to hit all three of them if we can, but it does take a lot of time, and we're slow to start. But he was at the Treasure Shed, and he was really inexpensive. I was so surprised. I decided he was pretty cute. Very unusual. It's the bisque, flat. So there's no tag on him, so or a sticker on the bottom, so I really don't know anything about him. I could have tried to look him up, but for the price, I thought he was funny. He's holding a heart, by the way. Kind of pale. Yeah, weird colors for me to pick up. Lavender, purple, and a weird pink and gray. Yeah, I don't normally buy things of that color, but he was fun. So that was possibly last year that I found this tiny little girl with her snow buddy, and I just really debated on getting her. I don't know, maybe I wasn't that attracted to it because of her being on it, but I'm glad I did. It, very inexpensive at Goodwill. This is new this year, and you did see it in a Goodwill thrift haul. Well, at the store. I don't think I did a thrift haul at home here. And there's probably nothing on it. Nope. No markings, but he was pretty cool, I thought, with that incredible sweater and scarf. I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, it's a guy. I'll have to say it's a guy because it's got a guy's hat on. Yep, I liked it. Here's the other one that I said was the same mold as the speckly one way over there. This was my very first one years ago that I found this, and I've been finding that same hobbyist piece in like 4 different designs now. This was new this year. I think it was at Savers. I think that candle might have been, yeah, that was Family Pathways in Ham Lake. That was Family Pathways in Ham Lake that I found that, and I just didn't pack it away yet. But this guy's pretty sweet. Yeah, I could not believe how cute it was to find that. I think that was Family Pathways too, like maybe Forest Lake. One of my very earliest finds in the fall. I'm going to turn the light out so you get more of my shadow because of all the lighting behind me. This is a clear diamond cut fairy lamp that I found a couple years ago, probably, at one of the thrift stores, and I think I have like maybe 3 of those now. They might be a little slight difference in them. I think even Avon did some clear fairy lamps, but I decided to put one of those little tea lights in it that changes colors, since I have so many colors going on over here with the Snowpeople. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, isn't this pretty? It always turns out very blue, typically, especially when I'm way over by the other side of the table. These framed pieces of art for your TV, being on the TV. I don't know what it is, but my phone changes it, especially the background, to blue. No matter what color I try to find to put over here, it ends up being blue. But when I get closer like this, then you can tend to see the true color, and here it is just gray. Very gray day, which would be typically snowing. I love that. That's really neat artwork to me. Just love that. And the fact that they put a star on them, how sweet. Yeah, that's really neat. I'll leave a little space here on the bottom, and I'll put the name of that YouTube channel that has some of these really cool framed pictures. So I did have this cutie Taiwan piece, at least 2 years now. Hospital. Oh my, somebody got this in the hospital. 1989. Yeah, I would imagine that this is possibly a Taiwan piece, and I did repaint a lot of it. I repainted the mittens, the scarf on the deer. I don't know, I may have repainted that whole deer except for his eyes and nose. Yeah, it was losing paint, and especially the red. Looks like a little girl to me. How cute. And last year I found this guy, I think it was last year, really heavy. Oh, looky there, I left it on $2.99. Yeah, this is really a heavy piece. Very sparkly, nicely done. I've always said that I think it's fun when they have a pipe or a little stogie. But yeah, that really reminds me of the Rosbro ones. Lighted, even. This guy is new. I should go get, I'm gonna go get a Votive to put under him so you can see. Actually, it's gonna be a big one. I have a very tall one, so I'll see how that works, and I'm gonna show you first though before I do that. I'm gonna put the light on so you can see that he has glass pieces. They're not really perfect marble. Snowflakes in blue, but those will light up a little bit. It's kind of odd in a way. You know, the whole guy's got little star holes in them. So I was very happy to find him, and we'll see what he looks like lit up. See, a typical tea light is going to be flashing. I think that looks kind of weird. I'm going to go get this taller item I purchased that's battery that can be flashing or solid. We'll see what that looks like. This is the battery operated light that I bought 2 of, and I've really liked them. They've really come in handy for some taller ceramic pieces, like even owls that only their eyes light up. It does have a flickering one, really crazy. I'll show you what that looks like too. So that's not what I would use in him. That's kind of weird, but I'll put the steady one on in him. Yeah, that's pretty bright. It actually washes out the green buttons. They're such a pale green. But it certainly lights up all his stars all the way up. Yep. So I would probably use that if I wanted to have him lit up in a not so bright room. This guy, I think I got that several years ago now at Big Dog's, kind of like a thrift store, collectibles, something like that. I forget quite what the name was, but they are out of business now. I found some really nice things there. I think we only went twice, but she was trying to sell the place, and she eventually did. But this guy was so inexpensive, and he's really a big hobbyist piece. But isn't that sweet? He's got a bumpy texture, but it's flat, except for his colored areas. Yeah, I think it's really adorable and really a big one for me to store. But I really like them. And I found this several winters ago, I bet. I think. It's newer, but I thought it would be great for winter. And you saw that I found this cutie that sits on something, anything, not very deep. Hobbyist piece. Well done. There's the silly hat and straw hair and broom and pipe. All of the crazy things that I get a kick out of seeing on a older looking snowman. I found both of these last year or 2 years ago for the big guy, and then last year for this little one. Wood, carved wood. So that's a 2005. Nice work. So, oh yeah, it's just 3 wooden ones over here. Then the top one is one of my big ceramic ones. And this guy, did he have some identification? Fun texture. Nope. Oh, there goes the refrigerator. I just found this at the Salvation Army. It was the only thing I walked out with. And I need to touch up some paint on the broom. The broom is metal, which is kind of odd because the rest of him is wood. And I don't think there was any ID, was there? Nope. He's got a square hat. He barely fits up there, and metal holly. So this could be commercially done, but it was half price, so it was like $1, you know. It was, I don't know if it was originally $2.99, so I got it for half that. Just can't remember off the top of my head, sorry. This guy I've shared every year. It's so sweet. He's holding a present behind his back, and this is a common mold. I showed one at the Goodwill with a completely different finish on it, and a lavender scarf or something. But I mentioned that I love mine because I loved that red scarf and the bright yellow hair. I thought mine was done so nice and such a high gloss. And I'm sure the mold name is on the bottom, but I've had that for probably 10 years or more. One of my favorite. And I put him up here all the time because, see, he's really looking down. If I set him down on the counter, he'd be looking down at the counter. So that's why I do that. And of course, it's very showy for having to be so high up. Works out well. You may recall seeing me thrifting at mostly Shalom thrift store in Cambridge, Minnesota. I did have the one on the right, far right, with that pretty turquoise scarf, and the one on the far left a year ago. Yeah, I had them, these snowmen, not the two fancy round girl. Well, one's a guy and one's a girl. You probably recall I've collected the two elves, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, 2 elves, and 1 reindeer in these round Russell Stover candy tins for Christmas. So then I kind of got hooked on these when they were so cheap. I think they really are funny, and if you just get a little collection like this, they're fun. Some of them that I had years ago were quite large, and I guess I just started getting too many other snowman tins or Christmas tins, and I decided, boy, I'm running out of room, so I just decided not to keep them. I always have a lot of fun looking at these cookie snowflakes. You know how much I love my cookies on the refrigerator that are all Christmas related, and mostly gingerbread boys and girls is what I started with, but then I collected many other cookie characters, and I decided this year to show you just the ones that actually looked like more like ordinary cookie dough colors. So these are in different shades, of course, of brown and caramel-like, and I think they are just so sweet. And I decided to go in a sweep from left to right bottom here. Instead of spreading them all out, I thought it would be a fun look to go at an angle like that. I do have some really sweet ones that I ended up getting half price last year from Menards mostly, maybe one here or there from Hobby Lobby, but they're pink or turquoise. I did not finish. I need you to realize that I've run out of time, and I just wasn't in the mood to bring up a whole bunch of Pyrex. And you can see videos of the way I've done my Pyrex colors, and snowflake Pyrex are beautiful. But I thrifted her very early in the year, so she's been sitting down on the shelving for most of, I should explain, last year. So I don't know anything about her, but I think she's really sweet, and I'm glad her nose wasn't chipped. I debated to get her because she's fancier. This is more like the kind of mug that I would be attracted to, and something simple like him. So he's new, she's new. I think it's a she. Jolly old Snowy. Dishwasher and microwave safe. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I would think this would be a girl with a red hat. And this is my latest, no, not my, oh, Debbie Mum, really? I didn't realize that. Yep, one of my last ones, but I think this was the very last one. Yeah, I mean, it's just been in the past months, of course, when they put Snowmen out. They did that after Christmas. At our Goodwills, they put all their Snowpeople out. So that's a Target. Yeah, Target mugs are pretty simplified, but he was so inexpensive. So I left that washi tape up, and I put a whole row of this, which I just love. So I did just bring up that ice slip picture, and you can see I have not filled in with glasses. I was going to take all these juice glasses out. I have big and small, and put them over there, and I think I'll just maybe be doing that for Valentine's Day. And I just found this we went to Hutchinson. It's gorgeous. I couldn't believe that it was $9.95. That is one of the cheapest prices, even compared to Savers, where I found an all-white one that's up there, that's all white flowers. $9.95 in an antique mall. It's not scratched. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was thrilled. Norm picked this one up recently, and now I can't remember where he found that. But I said, yeah, that sounds fine. Maybe it was 12 something. I forget. I have milk glass mugs that go with that, and probably some glasses. So I was going to put them out there too. I will try to do some of that for Valentine's decor. This is a newly thrifted snowman. I have more of this guy though. Yeah. Upstairs in the stairwell. I think I showed 2 of them. Yeah, they're all different. This one was very cute to find with the splatter earmuffs and scarf. Yeah, that might have been Shalom that had that. And this guy, I had said that I showed you in a thrift haul. I had mentioned that I didn't remember where I found him. That's so weird. He's got a lot of glitter all over him. I see his mittens and vest, maybe not so much. But he's really, really a nice snowman with the pipe and the top hat and the broom. All 3 things that I like. He's so dressed up. And a vest. Wow. So I didn't have room over there for 5 mugs. This was in a video just recently on one of my Goodwill thrifting trips. Microwave and dishwasher safe. Yeah, I thought he was pretty nice. He might have had a little speck on the top of his hat that I touched up. Can't remember, but I liked how mod he was. And this I was going to put in him. It's kind of crazy, I think, to do that. You can imagine. I mean, he's got holes too in him. So you can put a real candle in it. That was the purpose of all those holes. And I think that was also a Shalom thrift. So I was just trying to fill up that shelf there and have one more of my ice look pictures down there. But you can see I ran out of ambition. And I think I'll turn some other lighting on behind me on the kitchen wall to look at all of these votives with no tea lights in them. I had a lot of these that were in blues and turquoise, like that and that one, in the windowsill. But since I wasn't going to put any dishes behind all of these for today, I thought I would just pull these forward so you'd really get a good look at them without a lot of other things behind them. I tried to leave out ones like this that were wintry and not Christmassy. I found them early when I was looking for Christmas decor. They were mixed in like this, just white trees. A lot of these are from Yankee Candle. They've obviously done a lot of them over the years. But I found 2 of these at Shalom, which I had mentioned. So it does have 2 different snowmen. So I found 2 of those. They were always 50 cents each, and many of these I found at Shalom, most of them this year. And 2 of these, I've had this one. I think I had that one last year. Very cute, navy blue and black. His hat is black, but his vest looks navy blue. And 2 of these I found. It's the same snowman all around. I love that one. And this is very unique, and I think I found this last year too. Very different. I'm sorry to be a little shaky. It is hard to hold this phone up. I think, you know, many times Norm has suggested that I try using a selfie stick, but the one we have, it's got a significant rubberized handle on the bottom of it. The whole thing is kind of heavy. So I think it's bad enough trying to hold my phone, let alone hold my phone with a big heavy selfie stick on it. I'm switching to my left hand now. Maybe that will help me. My right arm and shoulder is bothering me. But this was really cute. New this year, I believe. Just a snowman. This I've had, I think, for a year. This is different. Really cute. A house. Adorable. Oh, and forgive me for not filling all of these with the battery tea lights. I didn't think it was necessary. The last time I did that, or a couple times now, a couple years. So this was different too. It is not the same as the one I just showed you in blue. This guy has little evergreens in the back. Oh, a big evergreen in the moon. Yeah, he's different. Sometimes you'll see a little mark on it that will say Yankee Candle. Simple snowman again. Different than this guy. That's really simple. But this is cute. Just snow dots. And this is very sweet. 2 houses and 2 big evergreen trees and snow. This is very mod. I showed it last year, and I probably showed that house one last year. And a repeat of the snowman that I showed you already, and a repeat of the white trees. And this is different. This is different. I found this year, I believe. Lots of little snow people. And there's a repeat of that one on the other end. I had all of these down below where the votives were, and I was going to put other things up here like Pyrex, but I moved them all up and pulled them out to the front a little bit. So if I'm zoomed in a little bit here, you can see the pattern better. I don't recall if I found this cute snowman one this year. I think I did. I left the deer washi tape up. That was used for Christmas, the tree with the green M&Ms in it. This was a brand new thrift. It was in a video. I think you've seen it, maybe not. Very inexpensive. Oh yeah, that was Savers in, I think that's New Hope, Minnesota. But this one and this one were more Christmassy, but I found a whole stash of them. They were way in the back on the bottom shelf of the Hutch in the dining room here. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of little more Christmassy ones that I didn't even realize, so that's funny. But I had found last year 2 of those with the wreath on it. That's nice because it kind of has a little satin band. And these are more common. Libby, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So that one I put together before this video to have some blue up there. I love this, and I think this was a new thrift. Just so sweet. Again, another one of the more common ones. A different type of top on it though. More canister-like. That one. I love that ribbed design. That I had out for Christmas, the M&Ms. There's the repeat wreath one, but this one was put away, way in back there, I believe. I really like that one. And a repeat of that. With that, I found 2 of those this year at Shalom for $1. Norm helped me way up here to put the turquoise ones and white ones that we have in islip pictures. And I left the Christmas tree, evergreen tree, washi tape up there. It was just fine, and that was still fine. I don't like that real broad diagonal stripe one though. That kind of hurts our eyes. So this is what we've ended up now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 islip pictures in the past few years with turquoise on them. You don't find them very easily, and this was our newest one. Very atomic, really fun, from down in Harmony, Minnesota. The New Generations of Harmony, that's what it's called. Fun white one, another turquoise mod design. This one I got for $12 at the same unique store in New Hope, Minnesota. And that's pretty crazy, huh? Big swirl on each side. You've seen the one with the deer on it. I'm sorry, you're now going to get our light over the kitchen sink I put on. I shouldn't do that. That one is very mod also. Pretty heavy design here. I know I've shared a lot of these with you, probably last winter. We had some of them. Neat diamond pattern. Very water looking to me. And the wheat one. Here's the last area that I always have fun decorating. I try to find new and different little miniatures to put in here. Often, though, I do end up with the same ones because they're my tiniest and look best, fit best in here. I wanted you to see what Norm did for me when he found this wrapping paper at the Goodwill, actually. Yeah, we looked at Hobby Lobby and didn't really see anything that we thought was exciting. I don't know who else. We don't tend to get to Target or Walmart very easily. Or Walmart rarely, Target only once in a while. But he just happened to find the right size that would, or I should say more so, the right pattern that we both thought would be fun because it looks like snow. So I'm just going to keep the light off of the camera because I think it's just a warmer look maybe. And there's plenty of light because it is during the daytime. You can see I've actually got some glare from the patio door coming in on the end of it here. Peeking through. These 2 kids are really cute. They're so little. That's a little hobbyist piece. And I'm pretty sure I had her the year before, so I did show it to you last year. And as I was meaning for it to be a little more centered, I just took something away from there. That's why it didn't get centered. And I've been having too much fun finding some Pez dispensers that are older. They tend to sell them anywhere from $1 up to $3, which isn't typically what I've paid. I've paid $1 or $2, even $1.50 at times. So these two are different. I just found the one on the left just a couple days ago. That was a happy find, and also at the same time the Rudolph came out with a scarf type look like that, I think, or a collar in those warmer colors. So I think this snowman was the same year that Rudolph came up. So I just happened to find him too, and I was really glad because on the internet they're a little pricey. I don't want to pay for that and mailing on top of it. These three in the middle are candles. They're so little, and I have shared them before. A cake topper and two more different snowmen. Yeah, Norm thinks I'm crazy because we used to have a huge vintage Pez dispenser collection, but we sold them all many years ago. I think it was before the first recession that we may have sold those. So I know I have shown a lot of these before, but they are very cute. I really like this guy. He's quite tall for being so little. He's a lot skinnier. And that one is bisque. This is wooden with a shovel. I've always thought he was so cute. That is a very tiny salter pepper. And he is a salter pepper too. Wonder if this guy is on the end. Yep, this one is too. I always thought he was adorable. The tiniest head. Can't believe how tiny that guy is. So this guy's newer. That's bisque, snowman, really tall, very, very little. And you saw me in a thrift haul showing that I found this little lamppost, ceramic lamppost. That was really cheap too. I can't remember if that was from Shalom. So what's more different, I guess, is that I put the 4 Pez dispensers up there. And I love this thrifted deer in a iridescent finish. Very sweet. Left the candles up there, but took away the Christmassy greenery. So Norm and I are going to go outside and show you his window for January. I hope you enjoy it. He's going to have a lot of work to do a Valentine window with all those heart boxes he has. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get involved in that too. But thank you so much for watching all of our videos and your very, very nice comments. We appreciate you guys so much. So let's go outside in the cold.
Good evening, everyone. It's Norm and Peggy.
Hi, everyone.
And it is January 30th, 2025, and we're outside looking at the display window. And today in Minnesota it was 50 degrees.
A record.
It is a record, yes.
It's very nice and sunny.
And no snow.
No.
We still haven't had anything really worth mentioning as snow goes this year, so it's just like last year, which is very, very unusual for Minnesota. Peggy, why don't you tell them where we got this backdrop?
Well, I asked Norm if he thought he could do a wintry scene using all my deer. It's probably not all of them, but it's just the brass ones and the beautiful ceramic ones in front because they're bigger. So it makes sense to have the brass deer more in the back with less detail too. Makes sense. And then the one deer in the middle is the biggest brass one, but thought it would be fun. She's kind of in the middle, foreground there, but we needed a nice backdrop for something like that. And I really wanted to look on Amazon at shower curtains again because it's a much, much bigger pattern. There were a lot of them with snowy winter scenes like this out in the woods or with evergreens. Some had animals, they're a little too cutesy, and some had snowmen, but we just needed evergreens. So that worked out well for him, and he wanted to put some snowflakes up there and a couple of the acrylic trees in the corner to soften the corners a little bit. He treated me to the tree in the corner this afternoon.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. We had gone up to Hutchinson, did some shopping out there, and we were getting ready to check out. Peggy was still looking at some items on a shelf down a little bit of ways away from the checkout counter. And when I looked down there to see what she was looking at, I noticed this tree, and she didn't even see it. And it's a big, clear crystal looking one. It
looks like ice cubes because there's little holes all around in it.
Yeah, it's hollow, very light, and it's got a star on the top.
Yeah, it was only $9.95, and I said, no, I didn't see that. So that was nice of him to point it out to me. I would have walked right by it.
Yeah, it looks kind of nice.
It's packed in that store. I mean, everything is so packed in. It's not a surprise you would miss something.
This was Main Street Antiques.
Yeah, they're so reasonable there.
Downtown.
Did we say it was $9.95?
$9.95 at Hutchinson, yeah. Main Street.
Yeah, so then Norm said, do you have any little animals that we could put in there? He said, instead of just a deer. So I said, yeah, okay, I'll go dig through my salt and pepper bin. I must have 2 of them, but I had to take out my pheasant bin too. But they worked out cute, and I've got 2 chipmunk or squirrel salt and pepper sets too, and I couldn't find the other one quickly. And that fox I ran across in the bin too, I thrifted that. It's just a cute little figurine. So I could have kept digging and come up with some more things. Oh, I actually was going to have him put an owl in there, a little white owl.
Where did you get these crystals? I was sprinkling them around.
From Buffalo Lakeview Antiques. Last year, maybe. I think it might have been early last year. I found some big snowflakes out there, and all of those were spread around on tables. And I asked the people at the front desk if they were for sale, and they said, well, we'll have to call her because she just had them all spread everywhere. And they said yes, that she would sell them. So they bagged them all up for me, and I can't remember what her price was. But
not a whole lot, but they're really nice.
Not a lot, no. They are very nice ones.
With everything being so white in here, I kind of want to have something glistening a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so I think it turned out pretty. I just wanted something quieter, not full of stuff, really. I thought he'd probably just have the deer in there, but I admit that little animals do look cute.
Yeah, we need to add a little bit. I'm for full of stuff myself, but
yeah.
This is a different type of theme altogether.
Yeah, well, you'll have plenty for a Valentine window.
I hope.
And today we found a Valentine box. Well, I did. It was in the back of the room. Norm was some other area in the antique mall that's called the Treasure Shed.
Yep.
That's a different one out there. We haven't been there for quite a while, and we have not found any vintage Valentine candy boxes in any of the antique malls we've been in this past December.
Right.
We hadn't seen anything. So that was a very nice surprise. It's a beautiful one with the plastic flower and the foil background on it, and it was only $14.95. I couldn't believe it.
Well, about 2 years ago, we hit a jackpot down in Hopkins.
Oh, wow, yeah.
and we bought so many of them, and they're fairly decently priced.
Yeah, they were.
Like 15.
Some like even 7 and
Yeah,
up.
right.
It was really reasonable.
And we haven't
priced,
seen
so
anything like that in the last year.
Everybody's collected them.
Yep. Well, I sure like the gold on these deer you got.
Yeah, the ones. Norm surprised me with him?
The big one?
Yes, him.
Yes.
Did you buy me her too? Because I didn't have that little one either. Last year, I just had those 2, and they're not even a pair.
Right. Well, I bought the
Hopkins.
female one there by herself.
That was Hopkins.
Yes, and
Main
then
Street, LS.
just by chance I was looking around a little more, and then the big guy was there.
Yes.
And I thought, well, she's got to have that too. So I surprised her and
Oh, they're so beautiful.
had him wrap it up. And when she got home, she was really surprised when she opened it up. Well, even though it's relatively mild out at 50 degrees, I think we're getting cold. Peggy's shaking here.
I'm very, very stiff and shaky.
So I think we'll wrap
My
this up.
voice is getting.
We're looking
Shines.
forward to spring here. So
I'm shivering. Sleep.
good night, everybody. We're going to hustle in and turn on an electric fireplace.
Thanks for watching. We hope you liked this one. I think it's really sweet.
I do too.
I love it.
Peggy and her ideas are really good.
Oh, thank you.
Talk to you all later.
Bye.